Chris Collins, Finra's first tweet got like 1,500 responses. Then the very next day, volume started dropping. People got bored easily. Yeah, it's true. Uh, Chris Collins also says, in reality, though, I think Finra will only act if they are forced to. The court cases are the best option. Who knows? We just need to make noise on every channel available. Emails, Twitter, calls. Yeah. Like I said, be annoying. Keep being annoying. Keep bugging them. Yell, scream, shake a fist, phone call, email, letters in the mail. Just be relentless. Don't stop talking about it. Because the more you talk about it, the more they're just going to go, oh my God, let's just fucking end this thing. Let's just make it so these animals can finally just, leave us alone. Right? There you go, monkey. Sorry, I'm not quite centered on you. That's better. That's better? Yeah. You're such a good little dog. You are. You just sit there like a little bump on a log, waiting for somebody to hear that crinkle sound when I get the stuff for you, right? Andrew Stuart Houston, what's up with Finra making stupid tweets? They probably hired some 22-year-old fresh out of school to be their media manager, and they have no idea what they've gotten themselves into. They're probably like, what is going on? They didn't tell me it was going to be like this when I finished my marketing degree. And they don't know. I just want to make TikToks. Instead, I'm getting yelled at by a bunch of weirdos about this MMTLP thing. That's my guess, Andrew. Quiet Quest, MMTLP news. None. I mean, beyond Roza's filing the other day and the fact that Torchlight appears to be trading on Robinhood. None. No, nothing new at the moment. Nothing new, Quiet Quest. Drew, kind of weird the CEO of OTC Markets came out and started explaining everything. Was he low-key whistleblowing to all of us, or do you think it was pride and he didn't learn to shut up? I think there's a mixture of the two. He's also like under oath saying that OTC stocks aren't shorted as much as real stocks, as not real stocks, as main exchange stocks like NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange because they got options and stuff. But we know that's not true. We know that these things get seller boxed and just pushed into a hole. And the chance of an OTC company moving up to a main exchange is really, really small. So I think he did good for us. Like Roza quoted him right off the bat in her filing saying, hey, he admits there's shorts. He admits that the only way to clear this up is by trading. So let's clear this up. But the way that the CEO of OTC, Cromwell Coulson, went about it was pretty much like, no, not my fault. I had nothing to do with that. But it was on your exchange, bud. Right? Like, you're the president of the exchange. You got some regulatory capacity. Why do you let this happen? Why don't you change that? Plus, your name is Cromwell. Zankar, Houston Finra said they are waiting for SEC instructions. So what possible announcement could they be making if nothing from the SEC? Is this regarding NextBridge? I would assume the SEC is so sick of listening to us that they're just going to be like, we're going to do something. But what that announcement could be, I don't know. I mean, SEC could be like, you know what? Screw you guys. You're not anything. Fuck you. The stock is deleted. And then they could just face the wrath of 65,000 people calling them every day. Or it could be like, we're going to announce a settlement agreement. Or we're going to announce 2 more days of trading or something. The SEC is culpable in this because the SEC approved the S1. And the SEC approved the terms of it. And that seems to me a big thing. Like the Kabuki guy, whatever his name was, that was arguing that the other day on Twitter that Finra was right in halting trading. And I ratioed that mofo like that, pointing out that if Finra was right in halting the trade, because settlement would be an issue due to T+2, right? So if you bought after the 8th of December, it wouldn't settle in time by close of December 12th for you to get your shares. That was their argument. But as a result of having all these nakeds out there, all these counterfeit shares, settlement hasn't happened 63 days later. So that excuse doesn't hold water. Plus, if settlement was an issue for things like this, when metamaterial and Torchlight were merging, right? Why did Finra allow Torchlight to trade for 5 days after the date of record? So date of record and then traded for 5 more days, meaning those stocks could have gone anywhere. How do you ensure the settlement of the preferred shares with that happening, right? Same situation. It's a non-tradable stock. It's after the date of record, T+2. Now you're messing up a whole T+5 in there. There's no way that that's a good excuse. If you're willing to do it before, why aren't you willing to do it now, right? And that Kabuki guy, whatever his name is, couldn't answer me. And I pointed out that the brokers were going to position close only on the 9th. And I showed him an example. Like Fidelity, after close of trading on the 8th, there was position close only on their thing. You couldn't even call the fixed income people to buy. Nope, you can only sell. And I'd explained to him what position close only meant, and he's like, position close only happens under certain circumstances. And he's like, here, I'll post you an image from your favorite website, Robinhood, to show you. And he posts the image, and it says position close only can happen under certain circumstances, such as when a stock is going to stop trading, or if a corporate action has been released. And I was like, buddy, did you even read your thing? Like, A, a stock was going to stop trading, and B, a corporate action was released. And that's why all these brokers were going to go to position close only. And if you're position close only, you're not opening any new positions. Therefore, there's no settlement issues. All you're doing is deleting short positions from the market so that no new positions are open and everything gets settled at T+2 just fine. Just these bros, man. That's what I was trying to explain to Dave Lauer, and he was like fighting on me on it. And then he talked to Roza, and Roza finally was like, "This is how it happens." And he went, "Oh, okay." He finally got it. So they didn't quite get it from me. He understood her way more than he understood me. But PCO, baby, position close only. It happens. There's an entire market that's position close only, the expert market. If you own shit stocks, your Blockbusters, your Sears, your Lehman Brothers, whatever, it's all position close only. You can't open any new positions on it. It's been around for 1.5 years. It exists. Meow meow. Do you think Gary Gensler is even aware of this? Does he even care? He has to be aware. There's no way you can get 4,000 complaints in like 5 days and not be like, now somebody's like, hey, Secretary Gensler, we're getting more complaints we've ever had about anything ever on this one stock no one's ever heard of. You'd think there'd be at least one phone call or meeting or email or something. But my guess is that someone says he ignores it. He probably ignores it. Hans. Sorry, I'm going to jump ahead here. Hans got his coordinates working. Sue Marshall, why did Cromwell allow MMTLP to trade in his market in the first place? Does he have a guilty conscience now? Well, there was a 211 form, right? You got to fill out to get trading. And Cromwell said you didn't have to fill that out. But then what was the mechanism that allowed them to trade? If there's no form they had to fill out to do it, then how did they get it done? Like, what was the announcement? Who did they talk to? Right? And it appears that they filled out a form with Finra to get it trade using falsified data from 2012, and possibly fake signatures from insiders of the company to get it trading. And Finra went, oh, totally cool, fine, stamp. It's OTC, who gives a shit? And when the company itself went to Finra and said, hey, this is supposed to trade, what are you doing? Finra basically was like, too late. It's trading. What are you going to do about it? So they were not doing their job as a regulator in any way, shape, or form. They really dropped the ball in every aspect along the way. They dropped the ball when it came to allowing it to trade for 5 days after the merger. They dropped the ball when wasn't trading and allowed to trade. They dropped the ball when they stopped trading when it should have traded for 2 more days. So whatever it was along the way, they always did the thing that hurt the customer, the retail investor, the most when they could. Just crazy.